Hey guys, what is up? This is Stephanie, aka the Limitless Babe, reminding you today and every day that you are limitless. So, today I want to talk about one of my favorite topics, something we talk about a lot, but in a different way. And that topic is boundaries. Sorry for the wobbly camera. I just kicked my desk because I was trying to sit comfier. So boundaries. Hmm. Boundaries. Something that so many people struggle with, especially if you've been through any type of abuse or if you struggle with codependency. Like, I guarantee you, boundaries are like a big thing for you, a big thing that you don't do, a big thing that you need to do. So, why am I talking about this today? Because sometimes sometimes you learn about boundaries and you start to get really good at it, or you start to get really strict with them and you really buckle down and you practice it. And then time goes by and things come up and life pulls you in this direction and that direction, and your kids need you, and you have to deal with this legal issue, and you have to deal with this family issue, and you have to start a new job or this or that, or you're in a new relationship now. So many things come up in our lives that can accidentally throw our boundaries completely out of whack. Okay. And the reality is that, as much as we would like to sit and say, well, it was this or it was that, unpopular opinion, I am going to tell you the truth though. The only person that you can blame about your boundaries falling to the wayside is. So when we start to feel burnout, and when we start to feel resentment, and when we start to feel like we just want to snap on everybody, I will tell you right now, it is because somewhere at some place in your life, you are not honoring your boundaries. You are not honoring yourself. You are not really taking the time to meditate, self reflect, or tap into yourself and say, does this actually work for me? Is this actually what I want to do? Is this in alignment with my desires, my goals, my values? Or is this just what I'm saying yes to because I want to be liked? I want to people please. I want to just keep things moving seamlessly, and I don't really want to do the hard work. There's a lot of reasons why we fall out of our boundaries. But I need you to understand something, and this is going to tie in a few of my different topics that I've discussed. It is not kind to fall out of your boundaries. It's not kind to you. It's not kind to your loved ones. It's not kind to your job or to any of your other responsibilities. Yeah, you're being nice, but nice don't do anybody any good. I'll tell you that right now. And I have talked about it. Nice is transactional. Nice is actually the most selfish thing you can be. Because when you're nice, it's because you don't want to do the hard work and actually do what's in your best interest so that you can give everyone else what's in their best interest. You just want to be liked in the moment. No good, no good, no good. Okay. So again, let's check our internal thermostat and see, am I feeling resentful? Am I feeling burnt out? Like I said before, am I starting to feel like the world is caving in on me? And if so, that probably is a good indication that your boundaries are not where they need to be and you need to reevaluate. So the good thing is that the resentment, the bitterness, the frustration, the anger, the burnout that you start to feel, the sadness that you might feel, these are all really wonderful indicators that will give you that red light, like danger, Will Robinson, like you are not okay. You are not okay. If you have said to yourself, I am not okay, you need to pull in your boundaries. You need to rein them in. You need to pull everything tighter and really sit down and evaluate. So pull out your journal. If this is you, pull out your journal, write down all the ways that you are feeling overwhelmed. Write down all the different things that are pulling you in directions that you say, you know what, like I feel so overwhelmed because of A, B, C, D, because this person did this, because that person did that, because I'm obligated to do this. Write it all down and then go line by line and cross things out and evaluate and say, okay, I have this obligation. Is it necessary? Is it kind? Is it important? Like I know they say the things like, is it what? what the phrase about when things with comments. Is it true? Is it kind? Is I don't remember. But anyway, that just reminded me of that. I don't know why. Not related to the topic, but it's just funny. So yeah, is it necessary? Is it kind? Is it a priority? Let's say that. Is it necessary? Is it kind? And is it a priority? So is it necessary means in general for your life, for whoever's life that you're dealing with, is it really like necessary? So that's a general comment. Is it kind? Meaning like, this is where you have to really go in depth. Is it something that you physically can do without self-sacrificing? Or are you just doing it to make other people happy? Is it kind to yourself? Is it kind to the people around you? Is it kind? And is it a priority? This means where does it fit in your life, in your list? So whereas the first one was, is it necessary, is kind of in general for the world, the priority means where does it land for you? Okay. And maybe take out another sheet of paper and write down, like in order, once you look at your actual list of things that are driving you nuts, reorganize them and prioritize them from top to bottom and see, okay, where can I trim the fat? Where can I trim the fat? Where am I not being kind to myself or to others? Where am I self-sacrificing? Where am I falling short in what I promised myself? Because that's the thing, what I noticed for myself, I will start to get the most bitter and frustrated when I'm not honoring the promises that I made to myself. Okay. And that's okay. Look, we all make mistakes. We all fall off the wagon. We all, hit roadblocks. And especially like when you're navigating even new things. So it doesn't mean that the new thing is bad. Like, let's say, for example, you're in a new relationship and you're very excited about this relationship and you want to be with this person all the time, or you want to spend so much time talking to this person. Look, I understand how that feels. I've been there. But after that initial honeymoon period, you may find yourself burnt out and realize, crap, like I feel like shit though. And you can start to think, well, crap, maybe it's the relationship. But the reality is it's not. It's not the relationship because you're going to do that whether you're with this person or that person or this person or him or her or whoever. Okay. Because it's you. You lose track of your boundaries when you're interpreted priorities shift. So like right now, that became a priority for you because you didn't have it before. That's understandable. You're now trying to figure out and navigate. How do I squeeze this into my life and where does this go? Where is the order? But if you don't take the time to do what I just said about journaling and really like, okay, where does everything go? Sometimes you can lose track of yourself. So what you need to do in those moments is, okay, let me pull back. Maybe have a little conversation with the person just so that they don't think, oh, like it's you. It's not you. It's me. I wasn't honoring myself. I wasn't taking care of myself, which the funny thing is, I can really almost promise you that that person wants you to be in your highest boundaries. Because when you're with your highest boundaries, when you're honoring yourself and your needs, you're the person that they fell in love with. You know what I mean? We start to lose ourselves because we think we want to make the other person happier because we think that, oh, like I just want more of this feeling. But when you lose yourself, that affects the other person too. You know what I mean? It's less attractive to them that now you're being needy or clingy or just not being the same person that they admired. So I want you guys to really be able to evaluate situations, prioritize them, evaluate situations, rein everything back. When you feel shaky, when you feel anxious, when you feel overwhelmed or burdened or burnt out, really sit down and think, okay, what am I not doing right now that I used to do when I was taking the best care of myself? And get back on track. I'm going to tell you guys a secret that I guess a lot of people don't know. Every day is a new day. Every day is another opportunity to start over and do things right. And what's meant for you, I'm going to give you a lot of cliches. What's meant for you is never going to pass you, even if it needs a break, even if it needs time away, even if you need to pull back and regroup and figure it out. Listen, if a job is meant for you, you're going to have it. If a relationship is meant for you, you're going to have it. But you're not going to have it until you are taking the best care of yourself. Because when you can't take the best care of yourself, you are not the best to whatever it is that you want to give your energy to. Okay. So again, I need you to understand that even if you have lost track and you feel overwhelmed and you feel anxious, let your peace come from knowing that every day, every hour, every minute, every second, you can decide to hit the brakes, regroup, and start again. Nobody else gets to decide who you are. We've talked about this. We've talked about who am I? We talked about this topic. No one else can decide for you who you are, and who you are can change on a minute to minute basis. Okay? Because at any given point in your life, you can decide, I don't want to do that anymore. That's actually what boundaries are. It's really tapping into what fits my soul right now. And that's why a lot of times, like, when people need an immediate response from me, if they want an instant answer, my answer is no. Because if you can't honor me and how I operate and the fact that I need time to reflect and think about what works for me and what doesn't, then I have to automatically say no, because I already know that if I say yes without thinking about it, I may regret it later, and that may negatively impact our connection down the road. Excuse me. So yeah, don't be afraid to say no. Don't be afraid to redirect your behavior at any point. Don't be scared that, oh no, I'm going to confuse the other person because now they don't get like why I'm acting different. Okay, well, have a conversation. If it's someone meant to be in your life, then you can have that honest conversation and say, listen, like, I need to regroup. I need to, like, I love you, or, I love this job, or I really care about you as a friend, but this is something I need to do for me, and it's not about you. And I hope that you can stick around, but I respect your decision regardless. And I feel like if we had more honest dialogues with people in our lives about what we're doing when we're making these shifts, when we're recalibrating, when we are redirecting ourselves, it would be easier. It's hard for some people to communicate, though. I understand, but just do your best. Just give yourself some grace. Give the people in your life some grace. Give the people in your life a second to catch up. Like, recognize that, like, I know a lot of people say, well, if they love you, and I've said it too, like, I've caught myself saying these things, like, if they love you, then they're going to understand. I mean, yes, they are. But does that mean that people aren't going to be thrown off at first, or confused, or even angry? They're allowed to have all of those feelings when you change, because it's something they're not used to. They had no say in that decision, and it can throw people off, even if that change ultimately is beneficial to everyone. Even if that change ultimately is like the best possible outcome for everyone involved, it can take the people involved a minute to recalibrate too. Like, you got to understand and give grace that, like, okay, like, I made this decision, and it might take A, B, C, and D, like a day, a week, a year, whatever, to like jump on board and be like, oh my God, now I get it. Okay, cool. Like, we're good now. But we're all individuals. We all have human experiences, human feelings, and it's hard. Think about it. Like, when someone in your life changes and shifts, sometimes you go back to so and so and say, "Can you believe how so and so is acting? I can't believe that they're changing." And then down the line you realize, "Ooh, that was actually a really good decision for them, for me, for all of us." I mean, and sometimes we don't self-reflect that deep, but things just end up working out. But I do invite you to always be a little bit more mindful, a little bit more patient, a little bit more conscious about the things that are going on within you, around you, with the people that you love. Um, yeah. So, bringing back this topic again, boundaries. Making sure that you're always staying true to yourself and recognizing that being true to yourself today may be different than what being true to yourself tomorrow looks like, because we are ever evolving, ever growing, ever changing beings that are meant to blossom and shift and ebb and flow. So don't beat yourself up. Don't beat the people around you up. Operate from a space of curiosity. I actually heard this phrase yesterday and I loved it. The only thing that's stronger than fear is curiosity. So approach life from a space of curiosity. And I guarantee you that you will be much calmer. You will be more flexible. You will be more patient and graceful and happier in general, I think. Yeah. So if there's any other topics revolving around boundaries that you want to discuss, if you have any questions about boundaries, if you have any anecdotes or stories that you want to share with me, please don't, hesitate to reach out. Please subscribe to the channel, share the channel, like the video, drop me a comment, and I will talk to you guys soon. Stay grounded, stay empowered, stay mindful of what truly does and doesn't work for you. And as always, and most importantly, stay limitless. Love you guys. Bye.